All right. I know. Lakers played last night. Did you go to that? No, you didn't, but that's okay. You shouldn't have. Rockets were there. It was a slugfest. Lakers win 104-98. Luka finishes with 20. LeBron 18, 6 and 4. Reaves with 12. Amin Thompson had 25 and 4. Lakers are 14 and 8 at the moment with Luka in this lineup. He's averaging 27, 8.5 rebounds, 8 assists a game. And yes, the ceiling for his team has certainly changed since his arrival there in Los Angeles. But we only have a 22 game sample size. So I got to ask, Chandler, I'll start with you. What's more likely at this point? They lose in the first round or they make it to the finals?
I think it's more likely they make it to the finals. I think this team is going to find, a way to continue to defend. They went to that stretch where they're the best defensive team in the NBA. Offense, they've been clicking. You got to give JJ Redick credit for kind of making adjustments post Anthony Davis and how they operate, how their spacing is. Their deep team. They have guys like Dorian Finney-Smith, Rui Hachimura, Jared Vanderbilt that are really good, versatile defenders. And Luka Doncic, he's just getting more comfortable. He's getting more comfortable. He's getting his balance back. He's getting everyone involved. Austin Reaves' numbers have skyrocketed even more ever since Luka's there, which I don't think many people saw happening. And now you have LeBron James healthy, who they really struggled when he was out. So I don't think they're going to lose first round. I mean, I think it's a tall task to go to the finals, but they're not losing first round.
Okay. Lou, you agree?
I gotta agree with Chandler. It's way more likely for them to get to the finals than losing in the first round of the playoffs. The way that this team is playing, with Bron back in the lineup, with the way that Luka is playing and having all of the supporting cast playing the way that they're playing, it's more likely that they make a deep playoff run opposed to losing in the first round. I don't see that happening right now.
How quickly a story can change. Over the last 10 games, this is for you, Chandler. Austin Reaves is averaging 26, 5, and 6 assists. The internet doesn't forget. Freezing Cold Takes just posted it again the other day. Tell the world the ceiling on Austin Reaves.
Listen, I didn't know 15, 5, and 5 was an insult when I said that. Clearly Laker Nation saw a ball dominant guard and Luka Doncic coming there, and Austin Reaves' numbers somehow going up, and I missed that. And you got to credit the dude. I talked to Austin Reaves about this. I saw him at the game. It's funny, he didn't take it as an insult, and people that don't know him or don't know anything about him did take it as an insult, but that's the world we live in. But listen, the dude's balling. He's always been an efficient, smart, tough player. And I did think that his numbers would take a hit with Luka there just on simple ball usage rate, but he's flourishing under the JJ Redick offense. He's still getting his touches. He's still getting his minutes. He's being efficient too. He's shooting 45, 46% from the field, 36% from three. So he's still taking good shots. And listen, again, like I said, 15, 5, and 5 wasn't an insult when I said that. I didn't know how much room there was to grow. It's 26 and 5, and that's a big step up. So I was wrong. And listen, he's playing really good, and I'm happy for him.
We'll clip that. We'll make sure the internet sees it. They don't ever really do the follow-ups. I'll warn you now, but it'll be out there in case they need. I mean,
literally, in what world is 15, 5, and 5 an insult? What do we do?
I don't know. I mean, if he's not insulted, but you know how it is. People who've never met someone, they want to be their best friend. They think maybe they'll see this and, LeBron will call them and they'll hang out. It's not how it works, internet. I have always wondered this, Lou, the award for most improved player. I guess everyone defines it differently, but I do think that maybe we take a look at it, because a guy like Austin Reaves, who goes undrafted and is now doing this on the Los Angeles Lakers, I feel like that just screams most improved, or maybe we come up with a new award. But what do you think of most improved player for a guy like that?
Yeah, I don't think it should be any limits on most improved, but guys like Austin Reaves or guys that are in that class are more likely to win it, opposed to all-star caliber guys. But again, if you're a guy that was averaging 14 points and you come back that next year and you're averaging 25 or 26 points, you should be just as capable of winning that award as anybody else. And so I don't think there should be limitations on it, because guys like this that are unlikely to, average 25.7 in 10 games and doing those type of things, they're more likely to win it opposed to anybody else. So I don't want to see any limitations on it, but I definitely think this is something that Austin Reaves and other guys should be in the running for this type of award.
Yeah, it's crazy because Cade Cunningham's considered the favorite for this. He's like a #1 draft pick. I get that the team has had a total turnaround, but I don't know. Maybe it's worth a few bucks to put on
Yeah,
Reeves at
but
plus
it's
7,500.
it's because anything that happened before the NBA doesn't matter. It's what happened basically last year to this year. So it doesn't matter if he was the #1 pick or if he was undrafted. His jump in team success, his jump in numbers, like a Norman Powell, a guy like that who went from whatever he was averaging last year to 23, 24 a game. That is a huge jump. No matter, I don't even know when Norman Powell got drafted. You know what I mean? So nothing counts till you're in the league. Like Jaden Ivey on Detroit was probably going to win it before he got hurt. Cade Cunningham teammate. So, you know what I mean? So as good as Austin Reaves is playing, you can't really factor in him being undrafted 6-7 years later and winning most improved player. But it is a crazy jump from where he came from versus a #1 pick prodigy.
Yeah, I guess so. It just seems like it could be. Maybe we get a new award. I'm always for new awards. Well, let's do a couple of highlights in this one. There were some good moments, a Luka and LeBron moment specifically. We'll start with the Luka times. Here he is, Sengun. Unfortunately, the victim.
Oh.
The victim is here.
Yeah, move your feet, big fella.
That's tough.
He did move his feet. They just went over each other.
He overmoved.
Yeah, he overdid it. He overmoved him. No big deal. You know what? It's okay. It's all right. I mean, there are some things I worry about for Houston in the playoffs. We're going to get to that question in a second. I know it's one of Lou's favorites. We also have a LeBron. It just seems, tell me if you've seen this before.
Oh,
it's a game clinching.
What is this? The roast Sengun today?
I know. I kind of feel bad. I like Sengun. Why y'all doing this?
Place at the wrong time a lot of times this game.
I mean, well, he was active. Maybe we spin it positively. He was active and involved.
Michelle, it's funny that you said, because anytime if someone's on the court with LeBron James right now and you're on the fast break, don't you know he's coming behind? This is different because this is a post
Don't you
move.
feel it?
This is different. This is a half court set. You can't see him come from the weak side corner. Fast break. It's amazing how he still gets these, because that would be the only thing I'm looking for if I'm playing the Lakers on the break.
I just feel like maybe it's because I'm a woman living in the world, so I constantly am living in a state of paranoia that someone's following me. But I feel like if you're on the court with LeBron James, don't you just assume he's somewhere? He's just right around me at some point.
Right,
I don't know. He's here. Look, we've addressed this topic. The whole idea that there are some folks out there anonymously saying that teams would prefer to face an OKC or a Houston in the playoffs because of the youth. Now, Lou hates this question, and I think the anonymous part's a big part of it. But watching a game like last night, Chandler, seeing the Lakers against Houston, which could, we could see that. Does that validate any of that theory?
I think it does for certain teams, right? Like, I feel like when you're talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder, like, I don't care how young they are. I don't want to play against them in the playoffs early, because that team is proven, that team is battle tested, that team is deep, that team is elite. Yeah, I think when you look at the Denver Nuggets or the Houston Rockets, I think most teams would want to face the Rockets just because of that inexperience. You don't want to go up with a juggernaut offense like Jokic and Murray. Now, that doesn't discredit the Rockets, how they're on the rise and they're very good, or a Memphis Grizzly team. Who would teams rather play, the Grizzlies or the Lakers? I think they'd probably play the Lakers. You don't want LeBron and Luka and that star power where they can turn it on, they can go win a series with the two of those guys against most teams. So I think that's just the comfortability of having that star power on these other teams versus these up and coming inexperienced teams. Same with the Celtics and the Cavs. That's why I think early on everyone wasn't discrediting the Cavs, but I think they were just kind of looking at them in comparison to the Celtics and felt like they were a notch below.
I'm glad you brought up the Celtics. They've been doing things.